when we are in business, it's quite an integral part of self-development, isn't it? We are being told to celebrate even the small wins, even like you already mentioned, journaling. Write down one, two, or three things that you achieved that day to have that sense of actual achievement as well. But when we look at what we want to do in the great scheme of things, that is just this huge thing that we feel we can't achieve it. But when we break it down to the little bite-sized tasks and sort of stages, then it's much easier to get there and to do. And we have to celebrate those little wins every day, every week.
Yeah, definitely.
What happens when if somebody is listening and is great at reading other people's emotions? They might be empathetic and they appear to be tuned in, but maybe they actually struggle to identify what themselves are feeling in that moment. Is that a common pattern?
I think not necessarily that they aren't able to tune in, recognise what's going in with them. As somebody who is empathetic and has good emotional intelligence, the biggest risk, I think, when you're putting yourself in someone's shoes, you're never really going to be in their shoes. You can be empathetic, but actually we all have a different map of the world. So we've
Yeah.
all had different experiences, we've all had um, different situations that we've faced. And I think the biggest risk with being somebody who's a great listener, and it's a brilliant skill to have, and to empathize with somebody, is to then portray that you've been in that place. Yeah, I think that's the biggest risk, to try and give advice when perhaps advice isn't being asked for,
Mm.
to say, "Oh, I know exactly what you're going through," because that can be a real turn off to other people, and particularly if
Yeah.
trying to build rapport and
Oh,
build
I was
relationships.
wondering, are you saying this as a bit of advice? Because I thought, oh, that's always like so pretentious kind of thing. I know what you're going through. It's like, well, it's not your story; it's my story I'm telling.
Exactly, exactly. And so, and again, this obviously comes across in coaching. It's not about advice giving unless that person's asking for advice. If you're coaching, that's a very different relationship to if you're mentoring. And so I think one of the things as well is making sure that you have an understanding of what the relationship is. So whether
Yes.
you're teaching, you're coaching, you're mentoring, or you're just being a good friend.
Yeah.
And is it that somebody just wants to be they just want you there to be a sounding board because
Mm.
they just need to get it off their chest? And so actually asking the question, if you don't know what role you're playing in that conversation, is, what is it that you want from me?
That's
Can be
a really good
crucial.
bit of advice. Absolutely, just to open it up.